Hey guys, today we're going to talk about the Kershaw Spoiler. $20 foreign-made Kershaw 8CR13 MOV steel, which we're all pretty familiar with by now. Let's go with the numbers first. Your blade length, 3.75 inches with a cutting edge of 3.625 inches. Overall length, 8.625 inches. It is a Tanto blade with a hollow grind, stone wash finish. Black G10 scales and a liner lock. 6.1 ounces with a reversible pocket clip made in China. So now that we got the numbers, let's actually take a look at this boy and tell you what I think about it. So first of all, this is a speed safe knife. Even though it's not the fastest on earth, but it does open successfully every time. I haven't had any issues with failure on it, even though it is a big, gigantic, heavy blade. You can see this thing is gigantic. It does not look this way in the pictures. When I ordered this, I thought this knife was going to be maybe like a little bit bigger than the Cryo. You know, I did not look at 3.75 inches. I think I thought in my brain 2.75, but this is a big knife. If you are a guy with big hands, this is a good knife for you. Big heavy blade, 6 ounces, guys. This is a heavy mother. So the G10 is textured, which is kind of cool. It's got a nice texturing to it. I've used this out in the garden quite a bit, you know, with wet, slippery hands, and it actually holds very well. Pocket clip, really nice, like it. Deep carry pocket clip, small, unobtrusive, you know, losing a little finish around the edges, but that's to be expected. That's always going to happen when you actually use your gear. Pocket clip is reversible from left to right, tip up only. Thumb stud is kind of, you know, a little bit in the way for sharpening, but not too bad. That hollow grind's enough where I haven't had any issues. I haven't done any crazy major sharpening with this, just light touch-ups. Right now, this thing is super dull. I put this thing out this morning, cut up a lot of cardboard for the recycling, did a lot of work in the garden this morning, and yeah, it's pretty dull. So it's going to need a full-on sharpen at this point to bring it back to even be able to cut paper or cut hair. You know, a good recycling session being every, you know, week we're going through diaper boxes and formula, you know, boxes of all kinds of stuff. So there's a lot of cardboard to cut out. It's very abrasive. ACR13 for me lasts maybe a week before it needs sharpening. So ergos. You know, like I said, this is a good knife for guys with big hands. It's a lot of handle on this. You know, you got that good protective finger choil there that they use the flipper with. Jimping on the front. The only thing I really wish they had a forward choil on that. It would really make this knife good for close-up work. If it did, you know, it just really feels like the balance, you know, I want to be up there, but I can't. I'm back here with my thumb up there, and it's just not a very good position for carving or anything like that. Yes, it's good for cutting cardboard and all that jazz, but when you really want to do up close and personal, you know, delicate tasks, I really want my hand up closer. You know, and getting your hand up like this is not the most comfortable on earth, and it kind of keeps you from using that jimping comfortably, so you kind of have to rock back a little bit to use that jimping. So ergos, I'd say, are just good. They're not great, anything like that. Pocket carry. This thing surprisingly carries very well in the pocket because it is a relatively thin design for such a big knife. It kind of disappears into the pocket. It's big, it's heavy, but it's not obtrusive. You know, knives with nice flat scales and small pocket clips tend to do that. So even though it is a big knife, you know, it does pocket well. I'll give them that. It's, you know, it's you don't feel like you have a 6-ounce knife in your pocket. Let's talk other quality issues. Blade centering, as you can see, is off by not a ton. It's fixable. You can mess with that and definitely get it in line. No sharp edges or anything, you know, like the liners are a little, you know, but nothing too crazy to write about. Open pillar construction, big thick liners, deployment, as I said. It's a slow opener, but it opens every time. Liner lock. You can see has very good I mean, it really engages the face of that very well. There is no blade plate in either direction. Very good job, Kershaw. So that is cool, and that's after quite a bit of use too. There's no blade plate introduced. You have that nice hollow grind here, which gives you a really nice thin edge geometry, but also keeps a nice thick spine. It's an interesting knife, an interesting design, because you do have this big gigantor knife, you know, big, heavy, bulky knife, but they have that very strong hollow grind in there, which brings you to a very nice and thin edge. I mean, you can see there's not a lot of meat behind that edge. Maybe we can bring that up closer for you to see. Maybe we'll focus. Let's try one more try. No, it's not going to work. Oh, can I do manual focus? Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So as you can see, there's not a ton of meat behind that edge. So you can get a very fine edge on this, very easy. You know, a little jimping on the flipper there too. So yeah, a lot of cheap knives have a lot of meat behind the edge. So getting a good fine edge on it can be very, very difficult. But this one here, as you can see, has not a lot. You know, that hollow grind really is done well. That is the saving grace of this knife. If this thing had like a really thick edge to it, I probably would have absolutely hated it, to be honest. But the fact that it doesn't, it really goes down to that thin edge. It does pretty good with cardboard. You know, you worry big knives like this don't tend not to do good with cardboard. But you could tell once you hit the main thickness there's definitely some drag, because that hollow grind is so deep, you know, like, so once you tend to hit the cardboard and then you hit up here, you feel that drag. It definitely adds to it. But overall, it cuts cardboard fairly well for a big knife. You know, it deploys rock solid. You know, I guess the good is that it's a big, sturdy, heavy knife. If you want to beat on this thing, you're not going to kill it. You know, it's an easy to sharpen blade steel. It's inexpensive. It's only $20. Downside, you know, the ergo's not the best. You know, I feel like it could use some improvement. And, you know, I wish they'd just get rid of the thumb studs, period. You got the flipper, just get rid of them. And I really wish there was that forward choil there. But other than that, not too shabby, not too shabby. You know, it's, you know, you cannot de-assist it. There is no detent on the blade or the liner, so you can't de-assist it. But overall, guys, it's not a bad little knife. $20, you know, would I buy this again? Probably not. You know, it's just not my cup of tea, you know, because it is a little bigger than what I expected. But, you know, if that's what you want, if you got those big hands, you want that big knife for, you know, just beating on things, this may be a good budget choice for you guys. But like I said, for me, not that it's crazy, any bad issues there, but just kind of definitely not my favorite. So I hope you guys enjoyed the Kershaw Spoiler. $20. We'll throw some links down there. Not a bad little knife at all for the money. Just not my cup of tea.